Of course, everything is connected. But
Correct.
what
Yeah.
gets affected to us is what is closest to that fire. And closest to that fire is our five senses, our worldview, the way we look at the world.
I've always felt that life is a tragedy for some reason. Okay?
Okay.
Of the series of things that were happening in life. But whenever I meet this man, it only reinforces that life is not a tragedy, it's actually a comedy.
We heard someone say, "Ma'am, he broke his back trying to suck his balls."
Hi, I'm Bhushan Tripathi.
Hi, I'm Nushazar Balsara.
Hey, I'm Mimoh Chakraborty. And this is the Three Amigos podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to the Three Desi Amigos podcast. This is me, Mimoh Chakraborty, alongside my favorite podcasters and friends and buddies, Nushazar and Bhushan. Hey guys, welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Good to be
Great
back.
to be back again.
Yes. So I'm going to cut right down to the chase. Today is a super special episode for me. And I know that by the end of the episode, it's going to be very super special for you as well, for two reasons. One is that we have begun 2025. It's a beautiful year ahead for all of us, with success and, fame and money and glory and everything. But more than that, it's because we have a very, very special guest today. And he's come just for us. And I want to give a quick intro about Sir. So I did this script writing course in, Actor Prepares, which is Anupam Kher's acting institute. So I wanted to learn script writing, and I met this wonderful teacher of mine, who's our guest today, Mr. Mayur Puri. And of course, it was a 3 months course. And by the end of it, they say, right, that you learn so much from a teacher. Of course, there's no doubt about it. He's one of the best teachers I ever had. But it's also about the human being that he is. It's about the way he teaches you with. And I was like, this is the best platform for him to come on and tell you guys about his stories and about how he resonates with all of us. So guys, please welcome my dear teacher, Mr. Mayur Puri. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hello, Mayur
Hi,
sir.
Mimo. Hi, Bhushan. Hi, Nushazar. How are you guys?
We are
All
good,
good,
sir.
all
We're
good.
good. Thank you for coming,
Mimo
sir,
has
to the episode.
made such a big and complicated introduction for me. I'll have to behave
No,
myself
that's
throughout
okay.
the episode now.
What are you saying, sir? Sorry. No.
I'm saying
We can
I'll
do
have
that,
to
sir.
behave myself.
No. I'm so thrilled, sir. I'm so thrilled that, you have come to the episode. But, sir, before we begin, there is this one thing which I have been doing since we have gone video on the podcast. It's a very small mini game, which I used to interact with Nushazar and Bhushan, but now it's only with Bhushan. And I'll tell you why, sir. You've seen Nushazar's t-shirt, right? It's a gray color.
Yeah.
So he's taken an oath that whenever we record, he will only wear this gray color t-shirt, until the end of time. Whether it's 100 episodes, 1000, he's only going to stick to this one t-shirt. Yeah. So I don't play.
Because
Why?
fashion
Because?
is timeless.
Wow.
This
That
is a
is-
statement. It's a timeless statement.
See,
No, gray
Very
is
good.
timeless and gray is classy. It's beautiful. Like Steve Jobs told a guy who had gone to visit him with a new
Yeah.
MacBook, and that guy was a big Apple fan. So he told, and he had a very nice skin for the MacBook. And Steve Jobs told him that, what is this? He said, "No, I love my MacBook. I love Apple. I love Apple products. I love. That's why I put the skin on top of it so that it scratches and nothing should happen to it." And he wanted to show it to Steve Jobs that he was so careful. And Steve Jobs apparently told him that, but no, it ages so gracefully. Steel and gray,
Wow.
they are colors that age
Wow.
gracefully. And every dent and every scratch that we have on our things, it's telling their story. Right? So why to cover it? Why to have a skin on a MacBook? So gray is timeless
Very
and
true, very
fantastic. Please keep doing. You do you, Nushazar. I'm with you.
See, this is
Thank
what
you, thank you
happens
so
when
much.
you bring someone like Sir on board. He gives meaning to everything. Now मेरा तो हो गया ना, mic drop तो मेरा हो गया already. इतने मैंने energy बोला था कि सर को बोलूंगा, देखो इसको समझाओ. He did the mic drop on me within the first minute. Crazy. So coming back to it, sir, since Nushazar's fashion is timeless, I always ask Bhushan what he is wearing because he has an amazing t-shirt collection. So today you should ask him, sir, what t-shirt is he wearing and what's its significance today.
Bhushan, I can see what is written on your t-shirt, and it's quite disturbing, to be honest. So can you please explain why you are wearing this dangerous looking thing?
Okay, so I'm wearing this sniper T-shirt. Okay,
Okay.
so if asked as to if I was in the army and what is it that I'd like to do, I'd like to be this guy.
Oh, sniper.
You'd like to
Yeah.
be the marksman.
Yeah. So
But Bhushan, that's Nushazar's character in video games. He always plays the sniper.
I'm always the sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
that's crazy.
but if I could do life over or if there is a reincarnation,
sorry.
I'm saying that the modern warfare is all about that, right? Putting distance between you and your enemy. So sniper is a wise choice, right? You're far away and you can still kill people, and that's what modern warfare is all about. It started with bows and arrows, and then missiles, and then cannons, and now nuclear weapons. So you just distance yourself from the enemy as much as possible. But still, Star Wars is in some futuristic time, and they're still fighting with lightsabers. I don't know why.
With
If
Jedi
it's a
souls,
modern,
with
evolved
lightsabers, yeah.
technology,
Lightsabers, yes.
if those guys have, then they should just be pressing buttons and not really fighting with lightsabers.
Like,
To be fair, it is a long time ago.
yeah.
Oh, it is a long
technically
time
it is a long time.
It's a
Ah,
long time ago.
they have not
In a
evolved
galaxy
actually.
far, far away. Yeah.
Yeah, they are the monkeys we
yes.
evolved
We have
from
evolved.
actually.
Hmm.
Exactly.
You solved the mystery.
Crazy. So, sir, I
But-
want to give you. Bhushan, please
Mimo.
continue.
Bhushan,
Yeah.
cut it.
Mimo, while we are at it, our fashion icon, Mr. Mimoh Chakraborty, he's
Please.
looking like Pokemon today.
He's
What do you
wearing a
like?
Goku cap.
No,
Yeah,
what do you
yeah,
mean I'm
yeah.
looking at Pokemon? This is
Like,
not Pokemon.
You look like Charizard, is
Pikachu,
what he's saying.
Pikachu.
I was just
No.
going to say he's
Wait.
looking like
See,
Charizard.
my God. This is what happens when, like, I'm slayed. I'm absolutely. Listen, this is a Dragon Ball Z cap, okay? This is a Muhammad Ali jersey, and inside is the Iron Legacy of the Rock. So it's like a mixture of all characters.
Acha.
Because I'm a fusion. मैंने बोला था ना, I'm a क्या बोलते गिरगिट. I'm a chameleon. So
It also looks like a construction worker. If you see thoda dur se, you can't tell the difference.
Bob the Builder.
Thanks.
I
Bob the
I
Builder. Thanks.
instantly had a
Shall we call him
feeling
Bob the
of
Builder for the rest
Pikachu.
of the episode?
Pikachu.
Thank
Done.
you. This is okay. I mean, okay, fine. It is Bob the Builder. Okay. You guys are just escaping today because it's Sir here. Otherwise, तो आप लोग तो जानते हो okay. Anyways, it's Bob the Builder.
I mean, today you must have thought, कि अच्छा sir आया मतलब at least he'll
मैं
take my
बच जाऊंगा.
side.
Exactly.
It's a 3v1 again.
It's always a 3-on-1. Always. चलो लिखा है.
I'm
No,
always
but,
on the
love you so
side of
much,
the
na,
jokes.
bhai.
Wherever the jokes are, I will go there.
Sir will follow. Yes.
So then you should be on Mimo's side. Na?
No, he
No,
should
some
be
people say
against
na,
me.
कि मैं
Like
I'm
where the
on the
jokes
side
are.
of the
Naturally by
truth.
our side.
Yeah. I'm on the side of the
Hmm.
truth. I'm on the
True,
side of
true.
honesty. And people say things like this. These are meaningless things. The truth is, I am with jokes always.
Always. Crazy. No, but sir, I want to give a little, intro about these two dear friends of mine. So, Bhushan and I go like, 14 years back. So we have been friends since then. Nushazar and me also, it's been about 2.5, 3 years now. We have been friends. So
3 साल हो गया भाई.
3 साल वही तो exactly 3 साल हो गया. So the idea of this podcast was that we three just come up and just start talking random stuff, but eventually in that randomness there is some kind of simplicity, which of course when we bring guests like you, it resonates with the audience. So that is like the crux of the Three Desi Amigos podcast. And coming back to you, sir, like I have personally spent time with you in the classes, and besides the script writing, besides teaching a guy who has no knowledge about stories, and you come and you make us learn from A to Z in those months. So besides that, please tell us something about storytelling, not about like movies or web shows or thing. This episode is called Storytellers, because I believe that every one of us has a story, whether it's about us, whether it's about anybody else. What do you connect with when it comes to your stories? And how do you think that your stories will reflect upon the people?
Mimo, to take it from the first part of what you said about you coming to the class and learning script writing with me, I'll tell you very honestly, I really believe that when a student is ready, a teacher will appear, right? You were ready. You were ready to put the effort, and you were one of the best students I've ever had. You were so diligent with your homework. You were so diligent with your tasks, with your everything, and you were so
Thank you, sir.
helpful and you led every single team, every single task, where there were group tasks, and then you kind of you were like blood in that body, providing oxygen to every single human being that was there in the group. So these are essential qualities. What I want to say is, this is not about me, it's about what works. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's about what works, right? And what works is
Correct.
understanding that storytelling is a basic building block of the universe. Everything is a story, right? What Bhushan is wearing today is a story, right? What your cap is,
Yes.
it's a story. So a poster is a story, packaging is a story, a design is also a story. I have students who have been architects, and they tell me that, sir, when we design a staircase is a story, a porch is a story, a gate is a story,
Wow.
right? Everything is a story if you look at it. And to be able to make the space or the design or the time conducive for communication, or for making it better to resonate with other people, you got to keep in mind that in every story there is a subject object dichotomy, right? You are the subject, you're telling the story, but
Correct.
who you are telling to or who you are telling about, those things, you got to love them equally. You got to love your audience, you got to love your characters, you got to love every single thing that happens in the story. If I tell you a story of a serial killer also, it's not necessarily I agree with what that character does, but I don't judge my characters. I love my characters, right? I try to find out why
Makes
they are
sense.
who they are and why they are doing what they are doing. Because as a storyteller, our job is not to make judgments. It is to tell the things as they happen, but in a more relatable or more fun, in a more engaging way. I hate the word entertainment. We have talked about it in the class so much, Mimo. You must remember. I hate entertainment.
I know, sir.
Entertainment is
Yes,
an
yes.
abused word. Yeah. So I talk about engagement. A story should be engaging. And that is what is. So I only keep in mind my audience. I only keep in mind who am I telling to. Like right now, I'm talking to you three guys, and you three are extensions of your audience. All three of you represent a certain
Yes.
bunch of people that
Yes.
like this podcast, right? So if I tune like a radio, if I tune my storytelling to a little bit to Bhushan when I'm talking to him, little bit to Nushazar when I'm talking to him, little bit to Mimo when I'm talking to him. When I'm tuning, then I will be hopefully capable of reaching out to that larger audience that is coming through you into this podcast. You got to constantly be aware of the audience. You got to constantly be aware of who I am telling this to. That's the most important thing. Most of the times, the problem is that there is hubris, there is ego in a storyteller. Because the moment you start creating, you think you are Brahma, you are God, you can do anything. राइट
Correct.
मैं चाहूँ तो हीरो
Correct.
को
Right.
कुत्ता बना सकता हूँ. इफ आई वांट आई कैन मेक द हीरो कार. इफ आई वांट टू मेक तो आई कैन. बट भाई बना सकते हो, लेकिन आप पिक्सार नहीं हो. पहले सीखो कैसे बनता है हीरो, कुत्ता कैसे बनता है हीरो, गाड़ी कैसे बनता है, पहले सीखो. सो वी कम इनटू स्टोरी टेलिंग विद अ लॉट ऑफ ईगो. वंस यू पुट दैट ईगो aside and you give all the respect and the love to the audience and to the characters, automatically everything gets wrong.
Very true. Very true. This is
Beautiful.
absolutely wonderful. देखो Nushazar Bhushan आपने सुना? See, I know that I'm always the hero in your stories. So now you can take some
Yes.
tips from sir. No, because see, sir.
Yes.
नहीं क्या होता है ना सर, because these two ना they don't
नहीं
say
नहीं, इतना
it. उन्होंने
रियलिज्म
कभी मुझे
मुझसे
बोला नहीं,
बर्दाश्त नहीं
but I
होता.
can
मैं
feel
एकदम
it.
हंस देता हूँ.
Bang on. Super Mysore.
Damn. This is like super slay mode. I am wearing the super saiyan, but he's slaying me here. So that's crazy.
We
नहीं,
love you more.
Yes, I know. उनका क्या है ना सर, वो बोल नहीं पाते मुझे कि कितना प्यार करते, but I know
We
that
say
for
it to
them.
you, we say it to him in his dreams, We go up to his ear like slowly and
वो हमेशा मेरे सपनों में आते, बोलते कि भाई तू कर ले, we will follow you. ऐसा होता है.
we only come in his dreams though.
मेरे सपने में हमेशा मैं बोल भी देता हूँ उन लोगों को that you are in my
कि
dreams.
कल मेरे सपने में
It's
आए
very
थे तुम.
weird that he dreams about someone who's a teenager and Bhushan. Like,
अभी now
I'm not
you're
a
not a
teenager
teenager.
anymore.
No. He's not a teenager. He's a grown man. He's an adult. कितना है तू? 24 ना? Nushazar?
24, 20.
Just say it to son. हाँ sir, he's 24. Just I'm putting it out there. No.
I've been 24
in
twice.
My bad.
So see, he's been 24
Oh,
twice.
wow.
Yeah. I'm very
Super.
much. I'm stuck at 40 only now. I'm happy at 40.
Mm. But it's still weird
What is? No, it's not
dreaming
weird.
about someone half your age.
No. Don't let's Nushazar, please. My
Well,
algorithm
everybody
will get
does it.
screwed.
They don't
मत
talk
कर.
about
Arey,
it.
arey. Mm.
Exactly.
Mimo
Yes,
does.
yes.
So
Talking
what is
about it,
weird?
sir is saying
What is
everybody
weird is
does.
not that he dreams. The weird thing is that he talks about it.
Ah.
Exactly.
It's still
So,
weird,
yes,
no?
very
Yeah.
weird. Very weird. Thank you. No,
That too
but
is a dream lead.
lead, lead. No, but coming back, of course, ये होता है sir. We go some other place and then I have to bring them back. इतनी तारीफ करते रहते हैं ना, so I have to bring them back. वैसे.
Correct.
So coming back to the podcast and to the special episode in which you're in. So of course, 2025 is here. So as someone who has been an observer, because I've understood that about you, that you have, see, as a teacher, you're so learned, you have, in fact, guys, I want to tell you this, that when I was doing the script writing course with sir, अभी हम लोग को क्या लगता है कि script writing course में क्या है, आपको पिक्चरों के बारे में पता, लाइक समझाएंगे, आपको कैरेक्टर्स के कि जहां पर सोक्रेटिस ने सब सीखा था, from there, and I'm like, why is sir telling me about that when I want to write a script upon, a Bollywood movie? But then I understood that where this beginning comes from. So he's not just a teacher, he's a very learned, intelligent man who's done his research. So, that is what it is. So with you being
Shit,
you,
I'm
sir,
trying
like,
so
when
hard
the
not
new
to be
year
that
comes,
person on the podcast.
but you are, sir. You are. I can't help it, but you are, that way. No, but coming to 2025. So
Yeah.
people have these, as you know, everybody has resolutions, everybody has. So of course, this is the question for all three of you. So I'm not going to ask you what your resolutions are, but I want to ask you, why do people make resolutions according to you? And why is it so important for them to start something on January 1st only, not on the 1st or the 2nd? Why is it according to you? Please, sir.
The symbolism, I guess, na?
Like
They're
in what
like-
context?
Like a new year is also a new beginning for themselves, types.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair
they're
enough.
like, last year, whatever mistakes I made, this year I will improve it.
Okay.
But I feel it is purely symbolic. Like, if you're really serious about something, now you don't need a resolution to do it. Like
True.
a New Year's resolution.
True.
People just do it ki, like, they feel better or they give themselves that motivation ki acha abhi saal ho gaya, and they do it and all. But most of the time what happens, you make a resolution, you force yourself on the 1st of Jan to do it, and then 2 weeks later you're like, "Arey nahi karna." Because you were
Oof.
never serious about it from the beginning only. You were just doing it for the sake of it. Ki, like, हाँ, New Year पे करना है type.
Correct. Take it. Fair enough. And Bhushan, you?
Like, of all the gym goers, the first 10 days of every year is very difficult. You see a sea of people coming, signing up, paying up the membership, showing up for the first 3 days, and chauथा दिन अरे दर्द हो गया यार, नहीं, this is not for me. This is how our
Correct.
gyms make money. But I think with the new year, I think it is more about hope that, there are things that I couldn't do this year. I am hoping that with this new year starting, it gives me hope that, I'll now be able to keep it and keep going. It is also a reinforcement of sorts, to oneself that, okay, let's start. I haven't done it yet. Now let's start. It's the new year. The energies are new. I am feeling that I am a different person. Let me get better at it. And hence the resolutions.
Fair enough. What about you, sir?
Well, I'll reiterate what Nushazar and Bhushan, both of them have said, but I'll just kind of reframe it the way I understand it. Nushazar is right when he's saying that we need markers in life. We need a start point, a end point. We need physical, tangible, markable things on the calendar. Human brain cannot process all the data that it gets. It needs organization. It needs some kind of marking, so that suppose you change your life and 1st January of 2025, you took a pledge that you're going to lose 10 kilos and that 10 kilos is going to change your entire life. Then you can shoot a music video, then you can appear in things and your acting career takes off. And suddenly in 2026, 27 onwards, you become a big star. 30 years down the line, you want to be able to tell your children or your grandchildren that it was 1st January 2025, that day that changed my life. So those markers are very important for human brain. It's a way to organize thoughts. It's a way to organize data and everything, because we have so much information we are getting all the time. So yeah, so it's, even if it is symbolic, even if it is ritualistic, like you said, even if it is symbolic, but we need markers, And what Bhushan said that we, of course, after some time it does. So that's the other, the flip side to it is that when you put these markers, and if it doesn't work out, then you are not going to take the next immediate marker, because in your mind it is the next 1st January. So there is a good and a bad in having resolutions. I think that people should reduce the time duration of their resolutions, and they should make monthly resolutions or weekly resolutions instead of new year resolutions, because a year is a very long time. It's a very long time.
Very long
We
time.
should
Yes.
not wait for a
Yes.
year
Right.
to restart our lives. We should restart our life next week. We should restart our life next month. We should restart our life in the next hour. So this mark, we forget that this marker is in our hand. We can slide it and make that marker wherever we want it to be. It doesn't need to be 31st January or 31st December or 1st January of a particular calendar year. Calendars are random. मतलब जूलियस सीजर ने जुलाई महीना घुसेड़ दिया कैलेंडर में, अगस्टस ने अगस्त महीना घुसेड़ दिया, तब तो कैलेंडर बने हैं. All these calendars are random nonsense.
Exactly.
Right? They are just markers. They're just
True. Yes, sir.
yeah. So don't give importance to a particular date. But yes, you need a marker. You definitely need a place to start off. But you can make it whatever the hell you want. You don't have to follow the whole world in their
Makes
time
sense.
cycles.
Makes sense. And coming to the next question. Now, when we talk
Are
about,
you didn't answer.
I don't have to. It's like I
You
am.
have to.
देखो अभी क्या होता है Nushazar? Now see, sir is saying, it's basically, see, I'm a student. So whatever he's saying, I'm doing it already. Technically, तो हो रहा है. See, that's why I'm smart.
He's making resolutions every year and breaking them also. So
I make
that is not the
resolutions of
point.
not telling anything to you both, and I keep breaking it. That is what is happening. Yeah. And anyways,
Chalo, add to it.
act two. My point is that
I'm saying add to it.
Acha, add to it. Okay, sorry. I thought this is act two. I'm trying to be all screenplay and all. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. He's going back to the
Trying to
class now.
impress her. Yeah. Like act two now. The most important, like the middle part. So,
Most
but
important.
coming back to storytellers. Yes, exactly. So, but coming back to storytellers, sir, when I said that everybody, wants to tell their own story, like I saw this stand-up comedian a couple of years ago. So he was going through a divorce, he was going through a very bad phase of his life, and he was actually appearing that night. So he said a very beautiful thing. He said that we all think that we are the eagle in our story, because we are the central main character, but we're actually the owl. We are the guy who's sleeping, we are the guy who is hiding in the shadows. That kind of hit me very hard. I was like, actually, that is true, because in the grander scale of everything, we're not important, but equally we are important because we're contributing. So I want to ask you three this question. Why is it, as a human being, according to you, we become our own storytellers, and why do we feel that our stories are really important and more important than everybody else's? Whoever is ready. And I know it's a deep question. I know it's.
I really feel that it is why we feel our story is important is because we're living it.
Okay.
We're not
Okay.
living anybody else's story. So to
Hmm.
me, the story that I am living is way more important than anybody living their own story. But the thing is, this is also the beauty that when your story intertwines or relates with somebody else's story, or somebody is able to relate to your story, they're automatically a part of your story. As a friend, as a relative, as a colleague, as a peer, as somebody that you're working with, as somebody you just want to have a sit down chat with. That's when your stories are actually intertwined, because you relate with each other's story. And
Okay.
them the relation could be directly proportional, or it could be inverse. Like, to the extent that you might hate somebody's story so much that you still want to be a part of it. Or you might love somebody's story so much that you're like, I want to know more. And there could be just a very small piece that you might love or hate, or you are able to relate. I think that's how, stories come together. And that is why, for me, the story that I am living every day, I don't even remember, all the 40 years that I have lived. But there are also points that I remember. Okay. And I would want to remember till my last breath. So I think that's the beauty of story. Even if you see a 3-hour movie, then it's not all highs, right? There are
Correct.
highs, lows, and and okay points, a restroom break point. That's how stories are.
Fair enough. Nushazar, you?
So it's like, see, pehle to it's basic human nature ki you're going to look out for yourself first, okay? So putting priority on yourself is basic. You will be like, I feel like my thing is the most important. Whatever's happening to me is the most important and all. But it is also human nature to, sympathize and empathize with other people. You have your own story, okay? Then now you meet somebody, you fall in love. Their story has now become your story, and you make stories together. Your family story. It's
Correct.
like centuries old. It can go centuries, millennia pehle also.
Eons,
You
yeah.
know, It's like, it's your story and you are carrying forward your part, okay? But you are part of something so much bigger that you have no idea about.
True.
You putting, for example, like this is a pretty dark example, but like you pressing the brakes at the right moment and saving that other person's life, okay? You have influenced that person's story. You have influenced your own story, and then you have influenced something that will happen later on also.
Chain of events. Yeah.
It's a chain of events. It's all a butterfly effect. Every life on the planet right now is a butterfly effect. Somehow or the other, it is affecting everything else around it. But you have that driving force within you, you want to take yours forward. And it's that driving force that each person has that is taking everybody's story forward.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, what about you?
Very, I was not expecting this kind of question, Mimo. I was not prepared. It's a very, very deep and a very complex question. And I asked this myself it keeps me awake in the nights, that why do I have this subjective point of view of this world? Why am I so important for myself? Why does everything, why does, and I know that everyone must have their own subjective point of view, right? So why is my
True.
subjective, why is my angle better than anybody else's? Right? That it's a question that keeps me awake at night, and I have not figured out, because if I figure out, then I'll figure out the universe. But I haven't figured it out. But I'll tell you one thing. I feel, because to explain what my thoughts are on this very deep subject, I'll have to explain it with an egg or with an omelette. As we are hungry because it's morning, we are recording this. But I'll try and explain.
So,
See, we all have fire inside us. That's our soul. That's our innate being. And I would like to believe that human beings are not just moist robots. We are not just a product of nature and nurture. It's not just about the DNA and just not about everything that we have learned. And there might be a little bit more than that. There must be, in the same atmosphere, two twin brothers, they are raised and they become different personalities. Like I was talking to Farah Man the other day, and she has 3 kids and her triplets are born in front of me. Literally, when we were shooting Darde Disco, for Om Shantim, she was pregnant at that time. They were born immediately after that. And we were just discussing about this. And she said that मेरे तीनों बच्चे अलग अलग है. इससे ज्यादा एक sample
wow.
size क्या हो सकता है कि 3 kids grown up, triplets, grown up in the same house, same parents, everything is same for them. Yet the 3 of them, Diva, Anya and Zar, all 3 of them are completely different personalities. So there must be
Wow.
something inside us, which is the fire, which keeps us good, which is our innate being, which is Mimo ke andar ek Mimotva is there, right? There is something in Nushazar which makes him that, something in Bhushan that makes him Bhushan, right? Not his t-shirt, but everything, something deep inside makes him
Got
who
it, sir.
he
Yes,
is,
yes.
right? Our body and our outside behavior is the tawa that separates this fire from the rest of the world, right? And the life experiences are
Yes.
like that egg which is broken on the tawa. Now, whichever is closer, the closer molecules of the closer atoms to the tawa will get burned. They'll be faster in cooking. So the heat radiates like that outside in the universe. And everything is connected. Like Nushazar said, there is fire, there is tawa, then there is egg, but on top of that, there is air. That air is connected to the entire earth. That smell can go in the whole room. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, everything is connected.
Correct.
But what
Yeah.
gets affected to us is what is closest to that fire. And closest to that fire is our 5 senses, our worldview, the way we look at the world. That's why it affects us more. इसलिए हम जलते हैं पहले. You understand? वो अपने को ज्यादा लगता है. अपना
Correct.
जलना
That
अपने
is
को ज्यादा
right.
लगता है, दूसरे का जलना कम लगता है. वो भी सीख रहा है अपने ऑमलेट पे, अपने तवे पे. सब अपने अपने तवे पे. लेकिन अपना तवा अपने को ज्यादा गर्म लगता है. I think this is what, for now, I have figured it out. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but this is what I feel.
No, it does. It does, sir.
It does.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. That's a wonderful insight upon, why we are our own storytellers and why we are the main character. No matter everybody's around us, but in the end, we are always the hero, Even
Yeah.
if we do bad things, we are the hero. Even if we do good things, we are the hero. So that is something I really wanted to ask, of course, all 3 of you. On a lighter
But Mimo, in all our stories, why are you always the hero? You have to tell us that.
I mean, like, I'll tell you, a long time ago, in a galaxy
Before you
far,
start,
far
before you
away.
start, before you
Yes.
start,
Yes.
sir, are you aware of the term NPD?
No, what?
Are you aware of the term NPD?
No. Tell me, please enlighten me.
It's narcissistic personality
Personality
disorder.
disorder. Okay. Yeah. I
What
don't
happened to the
narcissistic
internet?
personality disorder.
Narcissistic,
Ha.
sir. Narcissistic
Narcissistic.
personality disorder. Yeah.
Yeah, but all
So
actors have
they
Hmm.
think
they
that
do
Give
have
I'm.
me,
that a little bit.
Suna. Did you guys hear that now? I am
a
an
little
actor.
bit bole, little bit.
तो मेरा तो इतना ही है. तुम लोग उसको इतना मैग्नीफाई करते हो. Sir, it is a microscopic. Sorry about that. It is very microscopic. They make it into something so big.
Macroscopic.
है ही नहीं कुछ. Sir, मैं podcast में I don't talk about me only. हम लोग मैंने दान दे दिया
अच्छा.
अपनी आत्मा को, अपने प्यार को सब दान दे दिया मैंने इन दोनों के लिए. क्या बोले सर?
कितना
एक दिन they
दयालु,
will
कितना
realize. One
दयालु.
day they will.
Exactly.
Exactly, sir. One day they will realize. One day.
मानवता
One day,
तुम्हारे
one
इस
day.
क्या बोलते हैं सैक्रिफाइस को क्या बोलते हैं को याद रखेगी और संस्था
बलिदान.
आपकी
Done.
त्याग
बलिदान मानवता तुम्हारे इस
Thank you.
बलिदान को याद रखेगी और संस्था आपकी आभारी है थ्री अमीगोस संस्था
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
including the guests
अरे
like me all of us are uh, indebted to you.
Indebted. Thank you. Of course, we would like to learn more from you, more than actually having a conversation with you. But on a lighter note, on a different lighter note,
Acha,
this
can
is
I
about.
ask a question though?
Please,
Yeah.
go ahead. Of course.
Acha, so Mayur, have you ever played any video games?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the time when Nintendo was the only thing which was there. So Mario, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Then then NFS, of course. And I grew up a little bit, and
Wow.
I never did drugs, but I played NFS. So the need for speed.
Yes.
Need for speed.
Absolutely.
As I grew up now I don't play. I don't have time also, and I don't play video games so much. But I love
Mhm.
the world building that is happening now. I really think my kids talk about it, and I think video game as an industry and as a storytelling device has evolved so much. It's amazing.
Very true.
So
Why did you
I
ask?
wanted to ask because I wanted to know if he's kept up with how stories are being told in games today. I wanted his
Yeah.
opinion on it
I think
Sir?
because
think,
there are certain games right now that have come out which have some fantastic stories that I feel video games are a better medium to tell stories than movies and books personally, because a book is an experience that is written, that you read and you imagine. Movies you are seeing, okay, so there's not much left to your own interpretation. But
correct.
video games are something you experience, and I feel
Yeah.
because of that it is a much deeper connection that you can have with the story.
You see,
So
a film is like a thali,
hmm,
and video game is like a buffet.
hmm,
So you can make your own thali. What are we doing in a buffet? We are making
Okay.
our own thali, right? We are going picking little bit this, little bit that, and make.
correct.
I'll tell you, stories work because of context. They don't work because of words. They work because of context. What context things are. And video game, the format, it allows you to give more context, different contexts of the same situation than a film can allow or a book can allow.
Absolutely.
So it's an evolving art form, and it has been an art form for 20 years. But it's such a new art form that it is 20 years is nothing in the life of art. Well, Renaissance painting, that phase
Exactly.
went on for 100 years. So 20, 30, 50
True.
years is nothing in art. So it's still evolving. Video game art form is still evolving. And I love the fact that there is so much character building now. There is so much world building now, and it's amazing. But which was that video game
True.
company which
Wonderful.
made PC games, and they were very good at it. And then they made this platform where people could download and buy other games, and then that became very big hit. So they stopped making games, and now they're only selling games.
Valve.
Yeah,
Correct.
and
The
they
company is called
they
Valve.
came up
Valve,
with the
make
idea.
Steam.
They with the idea of having the first person shooter game. They were the first people to insert a backstory in that, which changed. They were the ones who took that step forward. It's strange that they're not making any games now. But that was like, okay, first person shooter game के अंदर भी एक story हो सकती है, narrative हो सकता है, thrill हो सकता है,
Mhm.
and that kind of changed the video game industry. So that's amazing.
True.
Definitely.
Very true. Very true.
Mayur
So,
sir, I also have one question for Mayur sir.
Please,
if that's okay.
Yes,
please.
Bhushan.
Mayur sir, now obviously we've seen, how the industry has evolved, and we're seeing more and more content coming on OTT. Okay. Now we are also seeing the direct release to an OTT. So how
Hmm.
is the format of storytelling that is changed from its 3-hour format, in a wide screen, to an in your house format, with
Yeah.
a series that stretches, 15, 20, 25, 30 episodes and several seasons. So how has the format really evolved?
Yeah. So the basic thing that you got to keep in mind if you're creating content for either of whether it's a film or whether it's an OTT, you got to keep in mind that it's the same person who buys a ticket and goes and watches a movie in a theater, or it's the same person who, while taking a dump in the morning, is watching something on Netflix or YouTube. Right? It's the same person, but we
Right.
think it's the same
Right.
person. But that same person does not behave like the same person for both these mediums. He behaves in a very different way.
Mm.
Okay? Because the ask is very different.
Mhm.
If you want to call somebody to book a ticket on, book my show, travel to the theater, park his car, go up, buy popcorn, sit in the seat for 3 hours, that person is going to spend money and sit in a closed room with 200 strangers and watch your content. It's a very big ask compared to an ask where, oh, I'm sitting,
Correct.
getting bored on the trip, not doing anything, or I'm brushing my teeth and even that act is so boring because our lives have become so, I don't know how we have disengaged with things around us so much that we don't find brushing exciting. Like I find brushing an exciting activity. Like I can spend 20 minutes brushing my teeth and finding corners in my, and it's very engaging for me, but most of the people don't. They find brushing very boring. So they'll put on some video, they'll listen to some music, right? So this is हिंदी में बहुत अच्छा word है अनायास, which is like side by side, accidentally हो रहा है. So now content is being consumed अनायास, side में हो रहा है वो. It's a different ask now. Asking a person to come. But the only problem is this is easy availability of content, but easy come easy go. जो आदमी ब्रश करते कर आपका content देख रहा है वो 1 सेकंड में चला भी जाएगा. थिएटर में जो आया है, he has to sit there
सही है.
unless you've created absolute, he is not going to walk away. If there is a single redeeming quality in
True.
every scene, he's going to sit through the whole film. Single redeeming थी. किसी पिक्चर में किसी सीन में फ्रेम अच्छा है, किसी सीन में डायलॉग अच्छा है, किसी सीन में डांस अच्छा है, किसी सीन के अंदर बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक अच्छा है, किसी सीन में जंप स्केयर हो गया. One thing if there is in one scene, na, the audience is not going to go away and you can make them sit for the whole thing. Progressively, if 10 bad things happen, then somebody will say, okay, I don't want to see. So basically, that person is going
That
to
is
say that
Sazam.
too many bad things are happening, I'm walking out. So there are two different
Right.
media, and
Correct.
we have to understand there are two different audiences. Even it's consisting of same people, but they behave very differently. And you got to write accordingly. You got to write in such a way. You got to be more engaging on OTT because the fear of the client running away, the fear of the audience running away is much more. But for a film, you got to have the arc bigger in your trailers. You got to cut a trailer. You got to make a film in such a way that you can call people in. एक बार आ गया, big chances of them staying. But for an OTT, it's bigger chance of person running away. So it's just these two different ways of dealing with the audience.
Wow.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, of course.
Amazing.
So one question definitely I want to ask all three of you. When I
Mhm.
asked, the previous heavy question about, why are we the heroes of our story? So we were mentioning about other people, right? We were mentioning that how we are intertwined with everybody else. Please tell the audience a very quick way, in a very quick summarized way, which is the most hilarious story you have heard about somebody else narrating their story to you. Like, for example, now how these two laugh at me, sir, because I keep talking about myself. Na? So they keep laughing at me. So see, this is मैं क्या बोल दूंगा आपको? Whenever I come to the podcast, it is a new story because Nushazar and Bhushan keep laughing at me. You see, that is मैंने बोल दिया already. So
We
nobody
laugh
can
with
ask
you.
me.
We laugh with
We love
you.
with
No,
you,
no, you laugh
exactly.
at me. You laugh at
We
me.
laugh
No,
with
no,
you.
no, no.
नहीं नहीं बहुत फर्क है उसमें दोस्तों मुझे पता है आई एम डूइंग द एडिटिंग ना आई नो कितना मेरे पे हंस रहे हैं और मेरे साथ हंस रहे हैं आई नो दैट वेरी वेल सुनते रहता हूँ ये देख
No, you
हेडफोन्स में
might
ना
be
वही आते
laughing
रहते हैं
might be laughing at him, but after you edit, he tries to make sure that the audience laughs with him.
yes sir
Hmm.
so see sir my sacrifice ना sir इन लोगों को I'm
नहीं
telling you
समझ आएगा.
one day they will one day
One
yeah
day.
so coming back to the question which is the most funniest story you have heard about somebody else when they have narrated to you it might be a very serious story for them ऐसा नहीं है कि it has to be funny like in real life पता चले वो कुछ आपको tragedy के but for you in your brain you're laughing your butt off my god this is so freaking hilarious so what was that
कैसा?
This
You're
is-
trying to get that dark side out in us. क्या किले
ये-
अरे that guy
this is
told
the
me he ran someone over and I started laughing. ऐसे
Yeah,
थोड़ी होता है भाई.
you might be capable bro with your nature I'm sorry
अरे
तेरा नहीं हाँ भाई तू डाकी है हाँ.
No, but
So, yes.
I have a thing to add here because
हाँ हाँ.
I have a friend. His name is Ajay Bundela, and I have learned from that man. I've always felt that life is a tragedy for some reason. okay, of
Okay.
the series of things that were happening in life. But whenever I meet this man, it only reinforces that life is not a tragedy, it's actually a comedy. Because when I spend time with him, every freaking thing, whether it is the high, the low, or the most mundane stuff, he will narrate it such in a hilarious manner that you can't stop but laugh about it. To the
Nice.
to the
Nice.
extent that he's gone through the extreme lows of his life, but the way he's narrated, it's like a stand-up comedy situation. I was like, भाई इतना कुछ हो गया and you like, अरे यार मतलब जब वो हो रहा था ना तब मेरी फटी पड़ी थी, बट मजा आ रहा था. हमने फटी
Nice.
पड़ी और मजा आ रहा है, क्या बात है. So that is the kind of a person, I feel very inspired, when you can look at your life from a very different paradigm. हमें लगता
Correct.
है कि
Correct.
यार हमारे साथ वैसा हो रहा है, हमारे साथ. But if you can actually look back and laugh about it, it's the most beautiful thing. So I still
Nice.
sit down and we talk about how we grew up together in the early days, and he has jokes about everything. The worst of things that have happened to us, he has jokes about it.
He flipped the
So
coin. Got it.
yeah.
Nice. Nice. What about you, Nushazar?
I don't have a such story here where I've had something serious and I've laughed at it
Not
or I
you.
found it
You've
funny.
heard something serious.
हाँ तो
Like that.
वही like
Arey, it
when
can be
is
funny also. I'm not saying it has to be serious. I'm saying that according
अच्छा
to
अच्छा
you, what
अच्छा
has been funny? वो मैं
अरे
बोल.
but there is one situation I want to talk about is
Okay.
so this is my 8th grade we had a
Okay.
guy in school ठीक है who basically was not able to speak properly. Every other word ना he stutters.
Okay.
ठीक है, it was very bad. Like teachers would not even ask him to answer questions because they know कि पूरा period उसके इसमें पूछते भी नहीं
Understandable.
थे वो
हाँ.
लोग.
Hmm.
But he could sing very well. When you ask him to sing ना, he'll sing एक पकड़ के no stutter nothing. Singing is like perfect for him.
Okay.
ठीक है. So we keep making fun of him कि like तू गाते गाते ही बात कर ले इससे अच्छा. ठीक है, at least सब सीधा सीधा निकलेगा ना. So everyone knows he's not able to speak. And this one time a child had a bad accident. ठीक है, कैसे गिर के he hurt his back really bad. He was out of school for a couple 3-4 weeks. But ऐसा 2 दिन के लिए आया नहीं, so nobody knew what happened. So even a teacher noticed कि he's been absent only for a few days. So like क्या हुआ? None of us knew. ठीक है, and then from where he's sitting now we heard someone say, "Ma'am, he broke his back trying to suck his balls."
What?
Oh crap! He's
ठीक है?
What?
serious. Oh shit!
We
Are you
now
serious?
in 8th grade.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
So we recognized his voice,
Oh shit!
but he couldn't believe he said it because he can't get words out of his mouth
That sentence he said it perfectly. Oh my god.
perfectly. Since then, I
Crazy.
have been suspecting कि he's been doing this on purpose. ठीक है?
He's playing an
He
act.
cannot
Yeah.
actually stutter. He's just doing it. And the guy next to him got screwed because of it.
My
Because the
Oh,
teacher's
god.
like the guy next to him is like, ma'am, he said it, not me. And ma'am is like, इससे बात ही नहीं होती है.
तो ये कैसे बोलेगा ये?
हाँ, how
Exactly.
can come to the principal? How can you say this out loud in class? And he got screwed completely. And
My
this
god.
guy is just sitting there like, मैंने नहीं बोला भाई, नहीं बोला. But it was him. We know
Wow.
his voice. We
Talented
know
Mr.
it was
Ripley.
him.
Crazy.
I think he found his
Crazy.
voice
That's a
in
good
that.
one.
How
He
can you
found
keep
his
up an
calling
act
at that time.
7
Yeah, he
years?
found.
He's kept that act up. How
Crazy,
you can
crazy.
keep an act? I'm telling you, this reminds me of a concept. It reminds me of the Prestige, where both of them are acting like the same person.
Oh
No,
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
the
yeah,
twins,
yeah.
dedication to the craft bolte hai na.
Correct,
Correct.
correct,
Like
How
correct.
much you will go for a joke?
My god.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
how
this
far?
How
guy
far you will go for the right
till
joke?
the 10th also. Till the
My
10th also. I think I met him in college again once.
Hmm.
Tabhi bhi he's talking like that.
My god.
He's kept up that act.
This is full.
I became extremely suspicious of him after that, after what he said, because I knew it was him.
Sir, I think Andhadhun was inspired by this guy. Maybe. I'm having doubts now. उसको पकड़ के उसका किया है story.
Arey, horrible it is, I'm telling you. Like,
Crazy. No, but
that's the best.
that's
It's
a
one of
good
the
fun
best
story.
school stories. ठीक है? One of the best school stories. It's
Nice,
burned
nice.
into my memory. That entire moment is burned.
Crazy, crazy.
It was just too good.
Anybody says
It is,
broke
it
his
is.
back, I'm going to burst out now.
Sir, अभी वो अटक गया वो.
Boy,
Now it's stuck.
I think
Now it is stuck with us. Yes, sir.
I think
Please
instead of
continue.
hi and hello, we should always now start conversations with back. Is your back okay?
He broke his back.
Like,
Broke his back.
I broke my back yesterday. Okay, now we know why.
yeah,
Now we know how.
yeah.
Why were you
My
doing
God.
what he was doing?
Jesus, Bhushan. मतलब क्या यार तू भी
If it
सच्ची
is
I
to
में
request
edit
you
it.
not to edit it out.
yeah this is Brokeback Mountain. This is the origin story of Brokeback
This is
Mountain
the
right
origin
here.
story of Brokeback
Oh
Mountain,
boy.
where you don't even need the
He
other
started
guy.
with himself. Yeah, he just started with himself. He started playing with himself. That's it. That was the conclusion. We don't need any acts. This is the start and the end and the middle.
Yeah.
Crazy. We
Oh
should do
God.
127 hours with this. Like how a man is stuck and he wants to make this happen and he can't do it.
Yeah. Where
Uh,
like he's handcuffed or tied or whatever, and the key is there. So that's the
Correct.
only way to
My
open the
God.
key.
Ah,
I know. My God. This is what an amazing thing. We
Superb, no?
sir, see, you came in the episode and you made 3 script writers right here. We
ah.
got 3 different versions of the story. Imagine.
If you make a movie like that, I want credit for it. Huh?
You're getting it. You're getting
You
it.
have to
You're
give credit to
trademarked
that
over
guy.
it. We'll show in the yeah.
That guy. That
And
guy.
very
Yes.
special thanks to him.
Yeah.
We'll call him in the screening and all. Crazy.
Yeah.
And
Based on the
what about
based
you,
on
sir? What about
exploits of. I hang around with a lot of really fun and hilarious people. So there are lots of stories that I crack up all the time. My wife is very funny actually. My mom is I have very funny women in my life. I hang out with Javed Karsab a lot because I'm on the board of directors of IPRS and he's our chairman. And Javed Saab can tell you a story about के जनाब मैं अपने घर से निकला और पान लेके आया और that can go on for 1 hour and you'll keep laughing. Like just something as simple as
oh
that
wow.
because he's just so
Wow.
funny. He's just yeah. So I do hang out with but I have to tell you there was this guy in my college. He was not even my classmate. He was a senior to me, but he had a best friend who was my friend, and we used to hang out to his house a lot. His father had passed away, and he had a construction material supplies ka go down. So he was pretty well off. His name was Ilyas, and he used to live in this Jamalpur area in Ahmedabad, and he had this old Haveli kind of a house, and we used to hang. Summer afternoons are very hot, so we used to hang at his house. And I'm going to tell you the story, but it's not going to be really funny for you because it was what it was his narration which made it funny. But basically, and also it is coming from Ilyas, a guy who's not funny at all. He's a very regular खुदा का बंदा सुबह जाता है दुकान खुलता है शाम को आता है खाना करता है सो जाता है. He's a very simple shopkeeper kind of a guy. He has no drama in his life. But he's talking to us about his neighbor who's very obese. Very obese. Like so
Okay.
obese that he's
Okay.
just describing that वो साइकिल लेके जा रहा था ना तो साइकिल का सीट के नीचे उसका सीट के नीचे साइकिल का सीट दिखता ही नहीं. So this फिर बोलते हैं उसका बॉडी इतना है बॉडी उसका मयूर कि वो लेफ्ट पाव इधर से मारे ना तो राइट का बॉडी ऊपर जा रहा है फिर राइट का पाव मारते तो लेफ्ट का बॉडी ऊपर जा रहा है और सीट तो अंदर जा रहा है.
My God.
It is nothing. But it was so
Oh dear.
funny. I still think about that story and I see a person driving by outside this road when somebody is going on a cycle. I will just burst out laughing thinking that Ilyas ka neighbor who was so obese that you couldn't see the bicycle seat under his bum. That was it's hilarious.
My God. It's fixated in your head now. So I know.
In all our heads now. Oh
All
my
our
god.
heads, Brokeback Mountain with the cycle now. It's gone there now. All the parts of the body are covered now. Used in this film. The front and the back, all of them. My God, crazy. No, but good. We had a great time, sir, to have you on board. And of course, we would love to learn from you more, and hopefully, you will return back on this podcast soon. But before we go, of
Sure.
course, we need to ask you, and we need you to tell us, like, how did you like the episode, and what tips can you give us to be not just better students but better human beings, according to you? Please tell us that, sir. Yes.
Firstly, I enjoyed. I really had a good time because we did. I didn't even know what we were going to talk about. And usually, when I go on podcasts, and it's very very specific about subjects. It's about either about
Structured.
story writing, script writing, structure, either something motivational, or it's those kind of topics which I usually cover and I talk about. And they are very information heavy. They are very knowledge heavy. So I can't be myself. Here I could be myself. I had a great time. I enjoyed. I laughed and I did zero preparation for this podcast, which was amazing. Please call me again because without preparation, it's so much fun to do things. So that is one thing.
Thank
And
you,
if
sir.
I
Thank
have
you.
to,
Yes.
if I have to give you advice, well, it's New Year and we are all going into a new chapter. It's up to us what to make of this year, right? Small beginnings are very important. People make big decisions and people wait for things to happen. I just want to say everybody that don't wait for big differences or big changes in your life. I started when I turned 45. I started. I was not in the best shape of my life, and I used to never work out, and I was completely like lazy. And also, I used to write till 4 o'clock in the morning. So my life is very complicated. I started with rolling out of my bed in the morning and doing one push-up, two, three, as many as I can do. And now I'm doing 30, right? So it's something as simple as that. You start off with a small bite that you can chew. Do not wait for big changes. Do not wait for things to change drastically around you. Change one thing about you. Change just small little steps you take. But you know what? You believe in compound interest, right? That compounds into something magical within a month to 6 months, a year. It becomes magical. How much difference you have made. It makes a huge difference over a small period of. So incremental changes. That's what I believe in. I believe you can have incremental changes in your life. And that's an actual correct way of making a difference rather than having this fantastical, idealistic, utopian plans that take you nowhere. You know, so plan on
True.
having one
True.
salad a day and life will be better, or plan on helping one person a day, or plan on doing 5 minutes. Like I can't meditate. I have a big problem meditating because my mind is always so. People have failed trying to help me meditate. Meditation
Sure.
वगैरह नहीं होता है. So, but I can listen to music for 20 minutes without doing anything. Doing nothing is such a big task in today's day. Nobody knows how to not do anything. Learn to do that. Do nothing for 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, and you will see that it actually turns out into much more productive life over a period of time. Incremental changes. That's my
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, yes, we really loved having you, sir, on board. And
Absolutely.
as I said before, we wish that, you keep coming back and keep giving us these amazing stories about your life and, everybody else's. But thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And this is me and Bhushan. Bhushan, Nushazar, would you like to say something to sir before we wrap it up?
I think it's
It
a
was an
great honor
absolute
to
pleasure
have you
having
here.
you.
अच्छा
Absolute
एक साथ
pleasure.
नहीं अलग अलग
Same तो
हमारे
अच्छा है.
दिल मिले वो एक ही बात निकल रही दोनों के
हाँ.
मुंह से.
कुछ भी हो रहा है माय गॉड एनीथिंग इज हैपनिंग हियर कुछ भी हाँ आई नीड टू पुट अ
Good,
रूल्स
good,
एंड
Nusha sir.
रेगुलेशंस लिस्ट नाउ
Siamese twins on Wi-Fi है ना?
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली
One heart, two brains.
माय गॉड यही होता है हर बार यही होता है हाँ बोलो बोलो
Go,
निशाद
Nusha
सर
sir.
I was saying that it was an absolute pleasure having you here. बहुत
Lovely.
मजा आया. Listening to you also very insightful. I had that one question planned, and Mimo also had his, entire plethora that was planned and stuff, and it was actually amazingly insightful listening to you speak.
चलो हम
I had fun. Thanks,
and
thanks.
Bhushan
I had
Thank
you
you
fun.
so much.
At the
course,
heart
हाँ.
of it, I really felt that this was the Four Desi Amigos podcast instead of Three Desi Amigos, because I didn't at all feel that we're meeting Mayur sir for the first time and we're
First
speaking
time, exactly.
speaking to him for the first time, and it's so easier to relate, and having a personality like him come into our podcast, which is relatively new, which in what 20th episode,
yes
and
we're touching
Hmm.
there yes
him being here is such a big thing for us. But we never really felt that we have a personality like him amongst us. He's just like one of us. So thank you, Mayur sir. We're very, very grateful
No,
that you
but
could come and join
I
us.
am one of you.
Yes.
I am like that only. It's like, if you start pretending about yourself, then it's a very tiring and exhaustive activity. You get tired after some time, and then I can't do that. It's
Hmm.
we are amigos. We are fun. We are friends. It has to be like that. There's no other way I would do it. So thank you very much, and thank you for not also treating me like an alien. Like some places I go, मयूर भाई, मयूर सर, and पकड़ डालते हैं वो लोग मेरे को. मेरे को नहीं, मेरे को अच्छा लगता है कि दोस्तों की तरह ही बात करो. Mimo knows that. Mimo obviously knows it.
नहीं, नहीं.
But
Of
thank
course,
you
sir. Of
guys
course. Of
also
course.
for keeping up that, making me feel young and being a part of this group. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, guys. And yes, so we wrap it up today, but we will be coming back again next week. So until next time, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and see you on the next one.
अरे हैप्पी
Bye-bye,
न्यू ईयर तो
guys.
बोल दो.
हाँ, sorry. Happy New Year आप सबको. 2025. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Happy
सब लोग
New
wish कर
Year.
लो, please. Please.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Have a
Have an
great one.
amazing 2025. And as Mayur sir would say, Happy New Year.
Yes, exactly. We have sir, because
Happy
he
New
wrote
Year.
He
Happy
Happy
New
literally
Year.
wrote Happy New
Wrote
Year.
them.
Literally.
He's like
Yeah,
the
we
guy,
don't talk
he's like
about
the
that movie
creator of
often,
Happy
but
New Year.
I did write a movie called Happy New Year.
Yes. So, there you have it, guys. The guy who wrote Happy New Year, wishing you guys Happy New Year. Boom. That's the mic drop moment for me, not for y'all, for me.
Now he'll be
Chalo,
able to
alright.
sleep in peace.
Make his achievement about you only, na? Great job.
No. Chalo. Please, let's leave. Let's leave. Thank you. All right, guys. See
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Chalo,
so
see you
much.
guys.
Mayur sir,
Bye-bye.
thank you
Bye,
so
bye,
much
bye.
once again.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
क्यों है? Let me tell you guys what Bloody Mary is. Of course, urban legend goes back to time. उसके बहुत से versions है, but basically the culmination is that if you go up to a mirror and look at yourself and say Bloody Mary 3 times, she appears in the back. You can see her in the back, and then she scratches you. Like you can feel scratches behind your back, and she curses you for life. और अगर mirror टूट गया, that means she has not cursed you. पर अगर mirror वैसा ही है, she is with you for life.